Apparently, Victorino wants to see hot anime waifus when he searches stuff. Okay, go ahead. It's you. If you want to type it in.
Shout out to Carlos and the big booty Latinas.
And scene. Nice.
Trump almost got shot again, guys. Shot off the rip. So no, I condemn all violence, even the good violence.
In other news,
You got right into it.
Dude, that's crazy, man. Like, I got a conversation for another day.
But, check your bushes.
Whoa. No pause, bro.
I mean, we can talk about it. If you guys want to talk about it, we can talk about it.
No, I was just bringing people up to speed. You know, it's funny enough, I like to watch these every now and then. Like, if like, for example, I saw episode like 2 days ago. So that would be 3 years ago. It's like a little time capsule of yourself. It's kind of weird because I was like learning how to speak, and I'm like, anyways,
we're a long way from that. We're a long way from that.
Long way from that.
Long way.
Check your bushes, Mr. Ryn Scott.
What's up?
Thank you for coming in.
Welcome.
Give me some air horns.
You want the air horns again? Oh my god!
Why not? Why do you think we have them? You should throw them every 3 minutes just for no reason.
You can do that when you run it.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
Of course.
This is awesome.
Just a little brief for anybody that might be listening, watching, or whatever it is they're doing when they're hearing this. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we can get into more details down the road. So if you want to just give us like a 101, if somebody would to meet Ryn Scott either at a show or I guess a podcast where he'd being interviewed, tell a little bit something about yourself.
Right on. So I'm an artist. I make music. Make music for the people. Make real music. That's always been the goal from the jump. Is just to always stay true to myself and where I'm from and what I do and what I'm about. And get that to the people, try to motivate and inspire, all that good stuff. Originally from Grand Rapids, been in Metro Detroit like 16 years now. So, I'm here. And, appreciate you guys for having me.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Where were you? Again, going back to, we kind of spoke briefly before we started. If there's something you don't want to answer or anything like that, just obviously feel free to not answer. But where were you born? Because you said you've only been here 16 years?
Yeah. So originally from Grand Rapids, west side of the state.
West side of the state.
Yeah. Good place, good little town.
You had a good childhood, no trauma?
Yeah, no.
Nah, only a therapy session. No, I'm just kidding.
No, man. I had I grew up, and I'm fortunate, man. I grew up with a lot of love. Fortunate for that. Ups and downs like everybody else throughout life, but, nothing too crazy. Still here.
Hey, that's a big one. A lot of people don't make it, man. There's people listening right now that are dead.
Amen.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully not in the room.
Hopefully not in the room. That's crazy.
Under the table. No, you're good. Table anywhere. Where the heck are they?
This mic goes live. What the fuck?
Segue, talk about ghosts now.
Oh, talk about aliens.
Yeah.
I mean,
something in current events, unfortunately, here in the area, we had a tragic event on Sunday. My condolences to the families. Oh, thank you for that. That's a perfect timing of that donation.
Thanks, Victorino. We appreciate it.
I'm talking about the people that died at the Lions game.
Okay, yeah.
Like as I was saying, Victorino, before he interrupted me. My condolences to the families. But to segue a little bit into the Lions, you have a song called
I do.
Lions, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that out. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people make songs about the Lions. But yours, it's quite interesting. That definitely stuck in my head for the later half of the afternoon this morning.
That's what's up.
It's got
especially that line where you're talking about essentially the line of lions playing with their food.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit,
Play with our food any way that we choose. Yeah. I shot my shot, man.
Yeah.
I've been a fan. I've been a fan for a while. It's good. It's good to see the city come alive again like that, and to be able to get behind a team
that doesn't suck.
So it's weird though, because I feel like we had flashes where there was greatness in Detroit. You know, we had Sanders, we had the Stafford era with, you know, Burleson, you know, Calvin.
Yeah, Calvin.
Like, we had gems that just never, I mean, for many reasons in the upper echelon. But
sure, it wasn't administrative at all.
no, not at all.
Oh yeah, no.
100% on the players.
They never, 100% on the fans, actually.
It's our fault. Yeah.
It's all our fault that we don't do better. Oh, man.
Now we're the same way
Shout
with
out
like
to
our other teams. It's like, okay, come on.
Dude,
We're getting there.
Going 0-16 is great.
Yeah, we did.
I think about that to this day. And I remember at the time I was in middle school. 08, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2008.
I remember we had a teacher that was so passionate about football. If I remember correctly, she used to tell us, all right, guys, this is a week. This is a week. I won't give you homework if the Lions lose again. And that was a fucking great year for us. It was good. I think she gave up eventually. Because there was no way she wasn't going to give us homework for 16 weeks.
Wait, she said she wouldn't give you homework if they lost?
Yeah. Because she was like,
boy.
oh,
I thought I
didn't know like the other way around.
Okay.
Oh, like if they won, you don't get over.
Yeah, you had a great year.
It
was rough for her. I remember we used to like at first like make fun of her a little bit, but then it was like kind of sad. And that's how crazy that like streak was at the time, because we were in middle school and you don't take shit seriously in middle school, man. I remember middle school. It was pretty fucking dumb.
Middle school, man.
Right.
Damn.
Thanks, Blake. Shut up. Whoever that was.
That was Blake.
What up, Blake?
Damn, look at that. He said I like the UPS swag group he's got on it. What the hell? God damn it.
Appreciate it.
We got a UPS driver as a guest today.
Yeah.
Oh, Victorino's saying what's up, showing love.
What's up, Victorino?
He says he's got a song coming out soon. It's a pretty deep and sentimental one that he's going to be sending our way.
Send it to
Right
me.
on,
We'll listen it on air.
Victorino's killer.
We'll let you know if it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah. How about you fucking suck?
It's unfortunate.
Shout out to Victorino.
Yeah,
Good luck on whatever you're doing today.
He's at a concert, I think, right?
What a bitch. Tuesday, bro? Well, I guess Victorino be going to concerts on a Tuesday.
That's him.
Hey, I salute Victorino, though. He's a real one. He'd be supporting people better than most people support themselves sometimes, which is crazy.
He's out here killing it, too.
He's fucking killing
a lot
it, bro.
of shows. And
man.
I saw that Cypher. I don't know if he's still listening, but I saw the Cypher he did. What was it? Detroit Cypher or something like that?
Yeah, Cypher Society?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. It's killing it.
I don't know.
There's
Victorino going up, bro.
There's still that one that they got to drop.
They dropped the video before we started shooting for, remember how do I want to call it? The short person.
Wait,
from the one
that we were on?
Yeah.
When did they release this?
Remember when he gets up and like wakes up?
Yeah.
And like brings him back from the dead?
Yeah.
They literally released it 3 minutes before we start shooting.
Oh my god! So when's our stuff coming out?
I don't know. We spoiler alert. We shot a video with the Cyber Society.
Did you? Really?
Yeah, we did.
We took one of the aliens. I forgot.
Hey, nice.
So that's gonna be coming out. So that's pretty nice.
That's
What were we talking about?
Victory.
Oh, victory. Yeah, man. I'm wishing you well every day. Shit, I want everybody to make it, even though, fortunately, not everybody's going to make it. But that's a whole conversation for another day.
Yeah. It's all about being
be consistent.
Yeah, being consistent.
Put that work in.
But not that we're going to talk about Victorino the whole time, but
yeah, fucking Victorino.
I know he loves that.
Yeah, man. The one time though that I did meet him was at Rick's show. It was after the show, and he was just like a good human being. Like, you feel that from people. There's a certain energy behind somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And like when someone presents themselves and they just come up to you and it's like you feel what they're saying and you know it's genuine and coming from a good place, like it's all that matters. That's all we got to do.
You don't see that a lot either. Because again, as much as unfortunately when you deal with artists and organizers and stuff like that, stuff can get lost in translation. So sometimes you're the villain to somebody's story and you don't even know it. I know he's in a current spot right now to where certain people in Southwest don't like him.
For what reason?
Because they screwed him over. So he's like a victim, but they're making him out to be a villain. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Speaking of Spice Cypher Society, there is that other one.
Right. Oh, right.
But the big one.
Yeah, and it's like you have to have the back of people that physically like put themselves out there without like the question without worrying about repercussions.
Yeah.
You know, whether if they know something is right, they fucking say, you know, they don't just stand by and like, you know, and that's one of those guys. That's why he's to this day, Victorino's the person that's been out here the longest amount, the most amount of times without being a member. I think he's been easily like dozen. Got to be at least a dozen. Too many fucking episodes. He was in here on one, like right after he broke up with his girlfriend. Literally, like I think it was like the same day or some shit. He pulled up to one, remember?
Yeah.
Like, a while back. It was crazy. So shout out to him, man. He's a very supportive dude. But kind of steer it back a little bit. Drift a little bit back. Like I said, I listened to your repertoire twice, actually. One song that really, really stood out to me, and it's actually my playlist now, my daily playlist.
Nice. Appreciate it.
It's Be Alright. That song, I fuck with it, bro. I fuck with it. I just want to let you know that.
Oh, yeah.
That song is like, if I were to put some my eggs in a basket, I'd probably, you know, throw that one out there at the other
Like that one.
Hell yeah. I also, while I was not stalking your Instagram, of course, I saw that you had a song in the Midwest as well.
Yeah.
Which I choose as mine.
Right. I also
like that one.
I also like that one a lot. You had your song on the radio, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
right? What is that like? Like, not like the process of getting into it, but like, I mean, you can talk about that if you like, but like, what does that feel like when you have like, when you sit, you know, and then you hear your song on the radio?
It's wild,
That gotta
man.
feel
It's wild.
nice, right?
Yeah. It's like everything just all of a sudden makes sense for a minute. You know, it's like all the hard work. Because this is a journey, man. It's a journey. You just stay after it, and you get these little breaks. You get these little mountains that come, and then you have the valleys, and it's like getting on the radio. It's like, whoa, okay, you feel like you made it, and then all of a sudden,
You have a different
once it's done,
yeah.
then it's like, okay, now what do I got to do? Now I got to do something,
Right.
Like, but yeah, it's a process, and it's cool and all. But I think that is what, for me, keeps me going. It's the journey, and knowing that like these little, like this is an experience. Like coming out here and talking with you guys,
Right.
That's a journey. That's a memory.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like if you look at everything like that, instead of like I got to get to this point.
Right.
You look at every single show counts, every single interview counts, every single person you meet counts. Because if you don't look at it that way, like, dude, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just waiting until I make it, like just a pissed off rapper,
And also too, like,
when am I gonna get
not
it?
enjoy life
Yeah,
while you were going through that struggle, man? Because I was just thinking, or we were talking about it in the last episode. No, not the last episode. Whatever episode Blake was on, he probably is watching right now. He's one of our regular viewers. One day he called in when we had a guest canceled on us.
Mhm.
It was a day of the thunderstorm. Remember, it was like really bad a couple weeks ago.
yeah,
And we were, you know, having a really good discussion about the people you surround yourself with. That influences a lot. If you're around negative people, guess what?
Yeah, will rub off against you.
You're gonna have a pretty negative life.
yeah,
As much as you think you're optimistic, people that think that I just don't let it get to me. That's the biggest bullshit you can say, bro. When you're like in a setting and you're around like either bad people or just, you know, just negative things,
yeah,
it's gonna get to you.
yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter who you are. If somebody's always talking, or like you say, if somebody, like, let's say before you even got your song on the radio, somebody was like, or you had either a friend or an acquaintance, and you told me, no, I really want my song to make it on the radio one day. And they hit you like, man, you're fucking delusional. You're like, come on, man. That's not going to happen. Your music's not even that good. It's like,
No, I mean,
why the fuck do you want to hang out with people like that? Like,
bro? There's so many points to be made with this conversation. Surrounding yourself with the right people is very important. Protecting your peace is very important. Believing, I think, is the most important thing. And if you don't have people around you who can back that up for you and help you believe in your own dreams, like if you, you know, if I talk to you and I tell you this is where I want to be one day, and like you tell me this is where I want to be one day,
right?
Like, how does this work? Like, you're taking my energy,
Right?
Because I feel like, you know, and it's not, I'm not saying like everyone's dream is great. Like if you just want to raise a family and fill that family with love and like, and
That's
live
a valid
great life,
dream.
that is a freaking dream come true. Like, I'm looking for that too. Mm-hmm. Like, then you got the other side of things. You want to be a baller. You want to make it big. You want to do all these things. Like, that's a dream too. So what I'm saying is, like, it's the energy, right? I keep going back to that, but it's so real because you feel it. And whenever you have people around you who are pushing that energy the same way you are, like, it works, it goes. And when you have people going the other way, like, you feel it. Yeah. Like, well, I'm never going to make it. You're probably right. Like, I mean, that's just...
And that's crazy because, like, people don't think about it, but, like, when you say stuff like that, especially to yourself, and I mean, we're all human. I'm sure I've had my doubtful days, like a lot of people do. Of like, damn, is this shit even like worth keep going? But at the end of the day, it's like what you actually say that you want, like that's almost half the work. Yeah, that having the mentality of like, no, like regardless whether I don't make it or make it, I'm fucking doing it. Yeah, and that's I mean that's slightly. I mean, people can say that's a little negative because you're technically thinking about not making it. But no, you just gotta have the love for what you're doing. Because if you're also just thinking of like, oh, I'm gonna make it one day, but you're putting zero effort into it,
that's not how it works.
You know, it's like just wishful thinking.
Yeah, because you have that mentality too, where people say, well, if you just believe that it's gonna happen, like it's just gonna come to you, but you can't just sit in this room,
you can't
and be like, oh,
man. I know people that think about that about like relationships. Yeah, like, you know, maybe it's not for me. I'm like, well, if you have that fucking attitude, it's not gonna be for you because it's, you know, like
you won't attract it.
Yeah, like, oh, like I just can't find a good man or like stuff like that. Like, of course not with that fucking attitude. Yeah. Like, change it. Like,
it's so true.
Oh,
yeah, man. Yeah, and it goes both ways too. You know, I think about that all the time when you talk about like, well, you want to. You know, if you're single and you want to meet somebody, for example, like, are you doing the things to prepare yourself to meet that person?
Right.
Like, if you're like, would you want to date yourself? You know what I mean? Like,
good point.
Like, who are you at that point in time that like you think you deserve like this perfect person that you want if you're not meeting those standards?
And those fucking standards they have, it's like, well, what are you fucking looking for? Like a make a woman? What is this? Like, just somebody that's out here perfect. It's like, dude, like,
perfect doesn't exist, man.
No. It doesn't.
No. Imperfectly perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it's at.
Like that. But what made you come out here to the Metro Detroit area, all the way from Grand Rapids? It's a big change.
Let me see. Well, so my dad worked at GM in Grand Rapids. And they actually shut down the plant. So this was like way back when I was in high school at the time, and transferred him out to the Warren Tech Center.
Okay.
So it was like this big family move. So most of my family is still in Grand Rapids. So all my cousins, all my grandma, you know, all of our Christmases and all that stuff, we go back to Grand Rapids. But we met a ton of people. I mean, there's some good people out here, man. Really good people. Like job opportunities, you know, hustling and getting to know, you know, me and my sister getting to know people around, you know, the area, and you know, picking up life from there, getting jobs and making friends and starting something over here. And music over here too, man. I will say that, like, I came out to Detroit and it was like I had musical friends like ready to help me out, ready to put me on, ready to do songs with me, right? Like, this is who you got to know, and this is who you should talk to. And it was like this love that I didn't, you know, it wasn't the same. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
So, it was a quick thing that I noticed. So shout out to Detroit and the music scene out here, because it's,
we number one.
It's the real
in
deal.
Michigan. Let me refer that.
This is in Michigan. Narrow it down a little bit.
You know, we're the best music for now. But you know, funny you say that, because I've throughout the years, and I don't consider myself an artist or anything like that isn't even relevant in the Detroit culture, because our show is actually more popular in audio form outside the country, which is crazy, right? Because again, it goes back to like, you want your family and stuff to support you, but it's like, when people know you, they're like, yeah, he's just doing that stuff, you know. It's like, okay,
yeah,
no support though. All right, fuck y'all.
Right.
But like, sometimes, you know, I think it boils down to people like not wanting to see you do better than them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why? And like, again, I'm not putting words in your mouth for Grand Rapids, but Detroit, I feel like is slowly shifting, at least like the, I guess, content / artist / just entertainment scene, to where like I think it's slowly unifying, kind of like the city coming back. I feel like it's also mirroring the culture of like helping each other out, and that's a good thing. I'm pretty excited. Like we kind of said before we started recording, is we're relatively young to this. We're 2-3 years in. There's people that have been going at it for decades, and it's like this is the time to fucking do it, man.
It is.
We got to climb that hill.
But you guys are killing it, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, I love what you got going out here. It's great.
No,
and you
appreciate it.
You're good people from the little we've just met.
Right.
Like the vibes are right. So
took out the robber out the cost. No, no. And we tried to. I mean, one thing about like not being genuine that I've noticed in people, it seems like they do a lot of work to try to hide it.
Yeah,
and it's like that just sounds exhausting.
No,
just be good to people. Just treat everybody with respect. And be good and help people become better, because you never know. Like, we've had people on here, like, and I hate using him as an example, but we've had a guest that now is designing like luxury. He has a luxury clothing brand, and he's relatively popular. Like, he's been at the New York Fashion Week and stuff like that. And it's like
killing it.
He was just like I don't want to say small, but I mean, everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, he was on our podcast in the first like 50 episodes. And now he's like fucking killing it. Like, Sada Baby is using his clothing brand, and like I have a shirt from him that I bought, and I caught up with him a little bit. And it's like, it's always so good to see somebody that like you even cross paths with, because it gives you that fuel again. If you like even have a little stuff that's damn, like, he made it, and people always like to be like, oh man, why wasn't it me? Instead of like taking it as motivation, like, no, it can be me.
See it, bro.
And it's like, bro,
I hate that. Like, why not? No, like, why isn't it me? No, man, like,
it can be me.
It can be, but that provides the fuel and the hope.
Right.
And like, why, when you see someone succeed, like, whenever I see one of my friends succeed, man, like, I swear to God, like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And say whatever you want to say. You could say I'm lying or whatever you want to call it, but I'm genuinely inside, like, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see you win. If I didn't want to see you win, then like, I'm a loser.
Right.
Straight up. Like,
that's a loser.
It is what it is. Like, bro, if you have to see other people do worse than you to feel good about yourself, you are a loser.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. But I want to speak on that point of like seeing somebody, rise real quick. Mm-hmm. This is a crazy story, but I went to a concert with my sister and her friend. Do you guys listen to like folk music at all, or indie? Like,
yeah, a little bit.
Do you know the band Camp? CAAMP.
I feel like I've heard of that name.
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, so I like I'm very cultured when it comes to music. So rap, hip hop, R&B, indie, folk, everything. Like, if it makes me feel something, I love it. And so I found this band called Camp. You gotta check them out. And I kind of shot them to Spotify to my sister. She saw that they were playing at some like dive bar in Lansing. So she got tickets last minute. It was like a random Wednesday. We pop up to the show, dude. We were one of like 7 people in the whole entire place. Like, no one really showed up.
Right.
And I looked over and I saw the lead singer, I forget his name, but for Camp, and the whole band was playing pool. And like, I love to play pool. So I just went, shot pool with them, like kicked it. They were cool. We ended up like going back to the hotel with them, just talking music, stuff like that. Fast forward 4 months, right? About 4 months. I'm sitting on my lazy boy in the living room. Jimmy Kimmel comes on. And all of a sudden he goes, we got a special guest. Give it up for Camp. And I'm kind of like looking at my phone. You do one of these, like,
you're like, whoa, like, wait a minute,
like what? And sure enough, bro, they're on Jimmy Kimmel, and I'm like, what? What is happening? But it shows you, dude, like, they're there. You're within, like, what do they say? You're within 7 touches of somebody famous at all points in time.
We've talked about that. It's almost like, I don't want to say, you you've gotten the aura of what we've talked about in the last 10 episodes, but some of the guests we've had on in the last 2 months,
Been like,
it's been fucking ridiculous, dude.
Are they just blowing up?
They're like fucking the level of famous that they are. It's like, how the fuck did we get somebody to sit in here? It's like an icon in like the Mexican culture, you know what I mean? Because we happen to catch him on tour. Like to this day, it blows my fucking mind that like Joe Rogan fucking follows him. You know what I mean? Like he's a fucking established. He's established like comedian rapper that's been killing it for fucking 20 years.
I think his podcast
and going back to like the like you're one person connected from, and it's like crazy as fuck.
It's
like
nuts,
what?
man.
Yeah,
it truly is.
Like he's buddies with Ralph Barboza. He has songs with Mexican OT, and it's like, who doesn't fucking know who Mexican OT is right now, bro? Like my girl that's white that doesn't listen to almost rap like that knows who the fuck Mexican OT is. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. You're only one person away from like almost everybody.
Yeah, well, from being one of 7 at this concert to now, I'm looking at their Spotify, 4.8 million monthly listens.
Yeah,
like,
told you.
And this was how long ago was this?
Dude's got like, I mean, this was probably 7 years ago, maybe.
See how just bam, 7 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you do listen, dude's just got this ghostly voice, bro. Like you get your hair will just stand up right away. It's like the craziest shit.
I'm about to listen to that one on my way home.
They got a few albums. I'll definitely take it. Look.
Yeah.
Watch it. Like I already heard some of their music, but I just didn't know who you were talking about.
They better repay the favor though, because I'm putting them on right now. So that's all I'm saying.
We'll tag them.
We're gonna tag Campbell. I
don't like to see anyone doing better than me. You know what I mean?
Hell no, dude. Well, that's crazy though, but then again, going back to like you're the type of person you are says a lot when you see stuff like that, and instead of you going like, oh, like almost like instead of having resentment or negative feelings, it's like, no, like damn, like they made it, they're on fucking Kimmel. Yeah. All right,
that's so cool.
Let me get out of this lazy boy and fucking go to the studio. You know, like you get a fuel. Yeah, to like, this shit. It's like hell yeah.
And like, bro, I think it's just understanding that, like, as an artist, not even in music, but in any type of art form, it is okay to be a fan of somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is like one of the hardest things for, maybe it's because the ego involved in art, but so many artists are like, they're so focused on just themselves that like seeing their buddy or someone else in their genre do good, like they won't tweet his music.
Right.
They won't like share a story because they don't want their fans seeing what he's got going. It's the weirdest thing.
You know, funny you say that because, you know, to this day, and I see it quite often, like when I use like, because I have a personal social media, but every now and then I hop on like the, you know, the official platform social media.
What
like
is it?
Like the podcast, Instagram, for example.
Okay.
And I see other people's content, obviously, when I'm in that feed, because we follow, I think, like 400 people or something. And I fucking go through everybody's content. It could be other podcasts, and I'll be fucking putting that shit in our story and, you know, supporting them, because it's like, I know exactly what it is to, like, not have fucking, you know, literally no support. But it's, like, crazy how there'd be people that either they're just starting or whatever mentality it is. And again, I don't know if it's on purpose or not. It's like they don't support other similar things.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what's the fear? Like, if
we're scared you're gonna lose like your fans to somebody else, like your 2,000 fans, like what? I don't know. It's
like,
so weird.
Like, yeah, no, like there's no like, what are we gatekeeping? Nothing. Like the world is like, there's billions of people out there. You think I'm gonna care about like? I'm not saying I don't care about our fans. I love our fans, but if there's somebody that's doing like good work and they're trying and they're, you know, fucking hustling, why not highlight them? You don't gotta be like, oh, well, he ain't supporting me, so I'm not gonna support him.
Yeah,
like he probably doesn't even know you exist. And there's a video that I posted a couple of days ago talking about like how sometimes we take it personal when we don't get support, but I'm pretty sure 80% of the time is people don't even know that you're doing things.
Right.
Because it could literally come down.
That's a good point, man.
It could literally come down to just the algorithm not suggesting your shit to them.
Right.
And it really became vivid to me when, like, obviously my girlfriend follows me on all social medias, you know, including this project. She doesn't get our posts suggested to her, and she's like, we live in the same house, right? So it's like, I'm like, and I'm like, fucking dumbass. Like, I'm over here thinking like, oh, people are purposely not supporting me. It's like, what if,
which very well could, but it's like at the same time.
Which could. Yeah. But again, it's all a matter of how you look at it.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. It's a great point, man. We have to understand that, like if you are an artist of any sort and you're trying to make it and do things out there, like you have to understand that the world does not revolve around you. Because I remember being a really young artist and really like jagged, like why, like none of my friends are sharing this stuff. Like they should be like putting my stuff every single day. Like they want us, they got, and you know that you're young, and then you slowly just you adult. And you understand that, like, dude, people have lives. They are not thinking about you every single day they wake up. Like, I got to share Ryan's music today. Right. Like, no, like my wife has a kid, a little baby that I got to like switch off with every 4 hours. Like, I hadn't slept. Like, there's so much more going on in these people's lives. That doesn't mean they don't love you. It's
and the little time that they do spend online, guess what? That app is trying to keep them online.
Yeah.
They're not really purposely going to share somebody that's like just started a fucking Instagram account yesterday. You know
they're showing them what they want to see, man.
Yeah, and then what they're curated for them to stay longer on the app.
Yes.
And it's like, oh shit, like it's not even like a personal thing. Yeah. Even though, you know, shadow banning and stuff like that does exist, but
the
algorithm is a bad motherfucker.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if when I roll out of here, if I don't scroll on some Burger King and chicken nuggets.
That we talked about
it somehow heard you.
They're listening, man. I tell you,
they do it.
It is so true. It is so true.
It's so weird,
and that's why we don't have like flip phones or anything, because you know we don't have a battery that you can take out of the iPhone.
Right.
So it's forever on.
Yeah, the fucking...
They're forever listening.
I used to be a very big fanboy of the Galaxies up until they stopped taking until they eliminated the back cover on them. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because I used to have spare batteries.
Yeah.
Like when the bitch died, like I had
charge them separately.
And like fully charged, baby.
Good to go.
Dude, that was the shit.
Like a jetpack.
like what? Like because I work in cars, like you know, for a living. So like batteries for tools are fucking essential, right? One dies, guess what? Boom, pop another one.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do we not have that option with a phone? Talk about fucking making the charging and capacity better. Bitches make a removable battery.
The Infinite, they do not want you to be able to disconnect. I'm telling you, because where there's no charge, they cannot connect to you. Right. I'm not a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying, shit's real. Yeah. That's a rabbit.
The fucking ads I've been getting lately are strictly with stuff that me and my girl talk about. Yeah. Like, it's not even stuff that I'm interested in no more. Because I used to get a bunch of fucking Harbor Freight. I still get Ford ads. Funny enough, I work at a Ford dealership. So I'm like, I don't think this ad's making the job intended to. The last thing I want to see when I leave my job, guess what? Another fucking Ford ad? No, thank you.
You want to lease that car you saw at your dealership.
Yeah, like I didn't just fucking see it 20 minutes ago.
Right.
No, I don't want that fucking
trying to disconnect from work.
Fucking ads.
So
work.
Man. Come on.
Like, let me breathe. So like I've been getting a ton of ads from her interest. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
how does that work?
At least listen to it a little bit better. Why not suggest shit that I want to buy?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's pretty wild. That I mean, if you really think about the algorithm and you got to know that it's in something so powerful as this right here has got to be in the hands of people that know what to do with it or have an interest in,
or at least they think they know.
Or think they know. Yeah, it's probably not for the best of our interests, but it's just too big. It controls everything. It's like if you don't think there's something going on, man.
Right. All the way down to a 12-year-old trying to watch YouTube.
A small part of me though, I feel like we unfortunately became a little bit of a victim to, like, let's say somebody thinks they're controlling it, but I don't think they're controlling it anymore. And I don't mean that as in like it has its own conscience or anything like that, but like let's say for example the algorithm and like the one on YouTube for example, right? So YouTube strictly has one job and one job only of keeping you watching a video, right? So they have to get creative with what they suggest to you and shit like that. I'm pretty sure to this day Google probably can't even control it if they wanted to, with the amount of videos they get uploaded every day every fucking minute. I think it's like thousands of hours of video. It's like
too much.
Like I don't think somebody has the ability to control that shit. Like it's gotten to the point to where like I mean they can moderate certain things, but at the end of the day, it's like what people like to see is what people like to see.
So I can agree. I can agree with you on that point.
Right.
I think when it comes down to actual Google searches,
Well, I mean, the Google searches are a little different.
I feel like, I mean, and I read articles.
Right.
We all watch podcasts, whatever. But I mean, the evidence, and I couldn't say where it's from or anything like that. But just backing that, like they have the ability to, when you search something, like show you what you want to see, that and they can steer whether it's for who you vote for or whether it's for what you're going to eat that night or this or that. They know you so much from all the
just
data
listening to you all the time,
throughout your life, throughout.
You ever had something that you think about and you go to type it on Google, and it
like
fills in the blank,
Creeps
and I'm
me
like, fucking hang on,
Yeah.
I didn't even say what I was thinking about, and that's where I feel like it's getting a little touchy because it happened to me. What was it, 2 days ago? Where I was listening to a radio that a coworker, I was listening to a song that they were listening.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't ask him shit. I just happened to, I think, remember who the band was. And I fucking opened a new tab on Google and typed in the first two letters. Fill in the fucking name of the band and the song.
No,
And I'm like, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I'm not within like, and it was like a year shot of like across the shop. So it's not like I was standing by him next to the speaker where it's like clearly audible or I can hear the song. I just happened to be like, oh, like I remember that from like fucking 10 years ago. I didn't say anything. I didn't ask him or anything. Man. I just pulled out my phone. I'm like, what the fuck? What? How?
They know.
I know too much.
I like your Google, but fuck, you be scanning shit out.
Apparently, Victorino wants to see hot anime waifus when he searches stuff. Okay, go ahead. It's you. If you want to type it in.
Shout out to Carlos and the big booty Latinas. Oh man, that video is fucking trip. We have so many videos from that dude. He's a little fucking wild character.
Oh.
Shout out to Kid L too. And some of the music, because you kind of glazed over a little bit earlier about having kind of like a little bit of an insight into a lot of different genres of music.
Mm-hmm.
What's a genre of music that you listen to that people would normally know? Or let me rephrase that. They're a little different. What's a genre of music right now in your repertoire that you feel it's criminally underrepresented?
That's a tough one, man. I don't know if it's underrepresented, because I feel like all genres of music right now are pretty represented just because we have all of the tools that do so. With social media, Instagram, TikTok, all this stuff, like artists can literally represent themselves now without labels. So I feel like everyone gets a pretty good share, but I'd go back to folk music, like indie folk music, like something about, oh my God, who was I just, it's not even, well, it's Camp is one of like my favorite ones, but there's another guy I was just listening to today. I can't remember his name, but if you go down that rabbit hole, I mean, Quinn XC is another one.
I've never heard that name.
Yeah, she's been around quite a bit, right? Yeah.
Well, it's a he.
Oh, it's a he, yeah.
But
Where'd you get her from?
Cool. I don't know why I thought, yeah.
Oh, I mean, they could technically identify.
you don't know.
You don't know.
Don't know.
We can't, yeah. But yeah, so like Mike Posner, I think he's putting out some good stuff right now.
I fuck with his music.
He's on a different wave, man. I think of the life he's lived and just reaching stardom, Duke University, like just a young guy. Songs of Big Sean, just killing it, and then all of a sudden it's like, what, you had that, I took a pill in Ibiza.
Yep.
Fucking, they talk about a song like
I know.
every fucking club plays.
Yeah.
Type shit. Like, that gotta be surreal, dude. To have a track that you put out.
Resurrected his entire career, though,
Yeah.
which is
Like,
crazy.
talking about a song talking about a dead career.
Yeah.
Resurrects the whole career, bro.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing was it was a remix to a song.
Right.
It wasn't even really
right.
fully.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah. But still.
Yeah.
Shout out to rest in peace, Avicii.
Yeah, man. I watched that documentary. That was rough.
Yeah.
Very rough.
Man.
People, we forget that we're all human, man.
Mm-hmm.
These artists are human, and then they're just like, most of these big time artists just want to fit in, man, and they go to other things to try and fill that void. And like, I mean, we all got our vices,
Right.
but some are a lot more impacted than others. And God, he struggled. That was rough. That was rough to see.
Funny enough, a little bit of a hypothetical. I was in the car with my girlfriend a week ago, and I was like, because, we all have a little bit of a thought in the back of our mind, or it could be, pretty blatantly, explicitly that, you want to make it one day. Everyone's definition of making it is different, right? But I was thinking of like, damn, like, as much as I would like to be like a recognizable person, I would hate for it to get old and get used to that style.
Yeah.
And then also not have the ability to be anonymous in public.
Amen.
Because, like, fuck, like, we take that for granted. And, everyone's like, oh, fucking woohoo, they're suffering from success. It's like,
they got so much
technically,
money, what are they...
and I've talked about this podcast of like, two things can be true at the same time, right? So, like, yeah, they're successful. Some people out of this fucking world successful. Like, I'm sure fucking, like, Eminem can't really just go walk around Detroit by himself, you know what I mean? And it's like, he can't do that. Like, he's physically too big for the general public. Taylor Swift can't go fucking down Main Street in fucking, downtown Detroit or anywhere.
Yeah. You become
without having... So, I would hate to get to a point to where I can't even enjoy like a fucking Taco Bell, like crunch wrap and fucking, in a mall. Like, what the fuck? Like,
isn't it weird though? Like,
but that's what people wish for all the time.
Exactly. It's what, and I think that's where like you have to come up with your own definition of like famous or fame or what you want,
or making it per se,
or making it exactly. Like, to me, making it is getting to a place where you are surrounded by love and you're happy. You know,
it's sustainable. I would imagine a lot of people
sustainable.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like,
yeah,
that's my goal. Like, and I've told Mario multiple times, like, if we make it to a point to where we can live off of this, that doesn't necessarily mean get fucking rich,
but it's
like,
enough
we
to
can
where
like quit our jobs type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have to be the fucking number one. I don't have to fucking beat Rogan out of the number one spot.
No point. Yeah.
Like,
because
that to me, that would be making it.
Right.
Now if my mountain changes when I get to that spot, or if we even get to that spot, regardless, we're going to do this next week, next Friday.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I forgot where I heard this. It could have been yesterday or today, where I think it might have been a YouTube video I sent you guys. Speaking of the fucking algorithm, the shit that it'd be feeding me.
every time.
Right. Of like people that end up making it, stop believing that they're going to make it. But as in, like, they don't believe in themselves, but they don't see that as their goal now. Like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. It's like, no. Put that effort into making what you love to do.
Right.
That is just a byproduct. Success is a byproduct of you putting the work in, not like your main goal of like, I'm going to make it. No, that's not the main goal. The main goal is making good shit.
What is making it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what does it mean?
Right.
Like, and I think for a lot of people, when you define that, there's a philosopher, he wrote like the Untethered Soul, I believe, Michael Singer, I believe is his name, but he always tells the story about like, if you could ask, if God were to come down here right now and you could say like, look, I will give you whatever you want, right? You just got to tell me what you want. And then you think right now of all the things that you could possibly want. Is it money? Is it a good relationship? Is it, huge house? Like, you think of all those things, right? And you say, okay, I want like a new relationship. Like, I want my soulmate, like bring that into my life.
Right.
God said, and I tell you, okay, like I'll give it to you, but on one condition. It's not going to make you whole. Do you still want it?
Right. No, that's the catch 22
Yeah.
to everything, right? Because, like, let's say hypothetically in this scenario, right? You tell God happiness, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're probably going to get used to being happy. Like, going back to, like, suffering from success, right? So, like, in life and just anything in general, you can't be happy all the time. What's the point of that? It's impossible. First of all, it's impossible. As a human, I'm sure, physically, we can't be happy all the time. Because then we would never strive to do anything. If we were just like, yeah, fuck it, like, I'm happy. And it's like, yeah, you do what you do, but then you kind of lose a little bit of motivation to it.
Yeah.
Like, nothing can be, you can't be in the same position forever.
Yeah.
Whether it's bad or good.
You know Rick Rubin.
Yeah, Rick Rubin, the producer.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking
big time producer, worked with some of the greats, Eminem, the Beatles, all those guys. He said it best, like any great art is made through suffering. And if you think about it, like we wouldn't have art without pain or suffering. You'd have nothing to draw from,
right?
Like it wouldn't hit a place with people,
right?
Yeah, you don't go through stress. You don't go through kind of like
bro, breakup songs wouldn't even be a thing.
It wouldn't exist. Like it, and so I mean, it just to me that resonated because I kind of look at pain and suffering as a learning opportunity, as something that has to happen. Like I have to go through this valley to get to this peak. What am I going to learn from it? Life sucks right now. I'm not where I want to be. Like this shit hurts, but I'm okay. Like I have more than other people. Other people are less fortunate and going through a lot of shit right now that I couldn't even like fathom. So I'm not going to complain. I'm going to understand this is a season and I'm going to get through it. And to me, man, like I had to beat that in my head and my heart.
It's not easy. I don't think that's something that you can just like flip a switch on.
No.
And it's like, and this goes back to like just life in general. People like to sometimes make it a little bit too black and white. Like I'll give you an example. I had a friend, and I don't want to mention names for, give them a little bit of privacy, but I had a friend that saw somebody on their feed on Instagram talk about, damn, they try to kill Trump. It's like, how are we still missing, guys? And it's like, you can see it as a joke, right? Because the internet's the internet. But at the end of the day, it's like, what's the end goal here? Like, what are we supposed to be like as humans, as basic instincts is like, we shouldn't want nobody to get hurt.
Yeah.
And that's across the board. And I jokingly told that friend, I mean, not jokingly, I don't want to say I joke about like mass shootings, but it's like, to have that mentality is like saying like, oh, they stopped the fucking school shooter. Oh, he didn't even get to kill nobody.
Yeah.
Like people will fucking castrate you socially if you say shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's the same energy though in that statement. It's like, oh, why are we? Or like people that would be like, oh man, why'd that Trump shooter missed? Like, what if it was like your dad? What if it was like, like what the fuck? Another thing too, it's like people that record like the two unfortunate, people that passed away in the game. I saw a video, I mean it was blurred, but it was essentially a fucking video somebody took of the bodies laying. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? So somebody gets shot, right? First thing you think of is to take your fucking phone out? Come on, man.
But it is. That's where we're
crazy.
But that is where we're at as a human race. Like, and I think a lot of it can be, the blame can be put on technology.
Right.
The blame can be put on technological advances, on all of the accessibility to information, to video, to, I mean, you're talking about all these TikTok videos of people getting shot up, hit by trains, all the like
Instagram,
you can see it all. So we as a culture are desensitized to seeing bad shit.
Right.
So it's like we can, that guy can make that statement and all these trolls can get on there and say these like,
I agree with you,
mean things, bro, because they see it every day on their feed. Like it doesn't register. And it's like, it's just another possible dead dude. Like it doesn't, it's wild. It's really wild. This is where we're at. It's scary, I know, but
it's like we're walking on a fucking World War III eggshell, bro, every day.
Yeah,
like, and people just go like, "Oh, LOL, he didn't get shot though."
Yeah, Russia's got like 4,000 nuclear warheads.
Like we're like essentially almost at the same arson area as we were in the Cold War, but we're not in that period no more.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here! What happened? We just manually disarm all the nuclear weapons? No,
we are definitely still in that period. We are just one click away, and what it is like 20 seconds for that thing to get here.
Oh man,
I think we get 90 seconds of like, oh well, it was a good run, fellas. we had a good run. Yeah. I don't even know if you get to make phone calls at that time because I'm sure
no lines are.
Well, I mean, I don't want to think about a hypothetical like apocalypse, but. I would imagine if we like physically, let's say we all get a notification, hey, you're about to get nuked in 90 seconds.
What do you do?
What the fuck you do? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think about that. Like, what the fuck? Do you call someone? It's like God coming down from heaven. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you
do? And then, who do you call?
Who do you call?
Do I call my mom? But what about my dad?
She doesn't answer. What the fuck? I would hope my mom answers.
That's really, really trippy and scary to think about. What would you do? I don't know. Maybe pray.
Yes, I mean at that point, I'm not even
because
but I'll probably throw one up there for
you. Gotta be going
G
somewhere.
That's the real top.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I mean, I hypothetically, like every other dude, I'm sure, will think of scenarios all the time. I'm like, well, when nuke drops right now, and I happen to survive in basement.
Yeah,
duh. You know what I mean? Like,
it's really weird though, man. That type of thinking. I think there are benefits to. And maybe not, we're going to get hit by a nuke. Right. But the thinking of, hey, I might not have tomorrow.
Right.
You know, like that type of thinking can save your today like that, man. Yeah. Like when you got, a family member rambling on or something and like, you just sit there and listen because like maybe I won't have this voice available to me a year from now. And all I'm going to want is to be on this call again.
Right. You would wish for this moment that you're going like, oh, fuck, can you like stop talking?
Yeah.
And it's, dude, I started living my life a little bit like that. Again, not like it wasn't like a one day I woke up and fucking, but like gradually as I'm getting older, I realized I still have the fortunate luck of having both of my parents, right? So like every now and then I almost make it an effort out of my way to like either, visit them at least once every 2 weeks. We're within a ballpark. And that's regardless of all this shit, because I'm sure everybody's childhood was different. Mine was a little rough, but it's like, why hold any grudges with people like that, Because it's like, I don't want to get to the point to where I lose anybody just in general. Like you said, life's not a promise, right? So like, and like the last thing we interacted, we had some fucking bullshit disagreement because of X, Y, and Z. Like,
it's not worth it.
The fuck? Like for example, again, I don't want to use people as an example, but like the 2 people that died at the Lions game, they didn't know that was going to be their last day on this fucking planet. You know what I mean? They were just going to enjoy a Lions game like so everybody else was. And then
just like an argument?
Yeah, to my knowledge, it was just like an altercation. Now, who was right, who was wrong? I think everybody's wrong in a situation like that, but
he was a licensed gun owner, wasn't he?
Yeah, so it's like at the end of the day, like you destroyed 3 families there. The guy that got arrested and the 2 people. For fucking what? For some fucking bullshit, like going back to like the story about Nuggets that I was talking about earlier. Like some fucking dude snapped on a Chipotle employee, 3 months ago and shot him?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck, bro? Like, Jesus, fuck.
That's why I don't even mess around, man. I drive around a lot, and especially here in Detroit. Road rage.
It's a thing.
Dude, when people cut me off, I'm like,
dog.
I mean, I'll yell at myself in the car, like, you motherfucker, but I'm not like beeping.
No, I don't. Yeah,
I'm like, you go ahead, brother. Like, I got a gun on me, though, but I'll let you slide.
I got dreams and aspirations. I ain't going out like that. I'm not 75.
I'm not about to be on Channel 4 News.
Nope.
Road rage incident ended some chubby Mexican kid.
What a catastrophic end to life. No, that ain't gonna be me.
Hell no.
You can pass me.
It'll be about the music, not about what happened on 75 going home. It won't be that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be about the new song that came out.
I overdosed when I was 47.
Yeah,
that's how I'm going out.
Shit. In the Midwest, out now.
Hell yeah, it'd be all right. Oh shit, that's a hell of a plug.
I know that was a good plug.
Feel better about yourself. Listen to a couple of tracks. Oh shit, dude. I'm sure you encounter a lot of artists, whether it was in, the GR. But what is the best advice that you've ever got from another artist?
I had a conversation. So, you guys know John Connor?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So he, Flint artist, made it with Dre, got on the Aftermath. Just always was and is about the people, still doing his thing. But he was always someone I looked up to when I started music, and I always said, man, once I get to John or to a Connor status, like right. I made it. And then I'm on 2 songs with him, and I still don't feel like I've made it, which is funny, but
you made it according to the one point of yourself at that one.
Exactly, man.
And it's crazy because people don't recognize those little wins. Going back to like the guests we've had on in the last 3 weeks, when we started this fucking project, we were fucking like, we were throwing like, oh man, I wish one day we'd have this. We literally had one 3 weeks ago. Cluner, you know who Cluner is? He's an artist from Detroit. He went viral for making the sing of King of Farmington in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
So we used to talk about it in one episode, like 40. Like, dude, we got to be cluing around this bitch when he was going viral. Right. And we were all like, oh man, that would be crazy. He was on here a month ago.
How'd you just hit him up?
Like, no, Victorino ran into him.
And just like, hey, by the way, I know these guys. I'm on the show. It's like, all right.
And I'm like, and it's like, it's crazy because you don't know who who you run into. Like, I mean, what are the odds that me and you, we would have run into each other if it wasn't like at a show? You know what I mean? And it's crazy, like where life kind of puts you or like steers you without you even knowing it.
Yeah.
Because like just as easily you could have not been here today, you know? And it's like, and then your life would have taken a different.
Because everything happens for a reason. Like I truly believe that. And I got a story about John Connor. So when I was following him, I went to Western. I was out in Kalamazoo at the time, so I had my little makeshift studio in my dorm room and all that stuff. And man, I was working my ass off, just trying to figure out ways to get it going. And I had one of his new, back when we had CDs, one of his new tapes, and I listened to that thing for hours and hours and hours. And then I heard he was doing a show in Grand Rapids at the Pyramid Scheme. And at the time, do you know the Pyramid Scheme?
No, but that's a hell of a name.
It's a hell of a name. Yeah, Pyramid Scheme. So, so I heard he was doing a show out there. He was being managed by Mateen Cleaves at the time, who, was a 2000 national champion basketball.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of my idols back then. I'm a Michigan State fan. But Michigan's cool. You can still listen to my music. I don't want to divide my fan base at all.
All right, end the episode.
Yeah, we're done. He's talking. The 2 Wolverines will overpower this. We're done.
But you guys are Michigan fans.
We went there.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Right on. I didn't go to state, so you got me there. Usually it's the other way around, right? Mm-hmm. But where was I going? Oh, so we had a show at the Pyramid Scheme. Mateen was managing him, and I told my buddy, like, hey, we're going to drive to Grand Rapids, and we're going to try to, like, I'm going to try to meet John. Went there. Mateen was, like, sitting back in the rafters or whatever, just watching the show. There was security right here. I, like, snuck by him. I was like, whatever it takes, man. I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. I snuck by him. Security was following me, and Mateen saw me coming, and Mateen was like, he's good. Like, he's good. Mm-hmm. He's good. And, like, introduced myself and all that, and he let me, like, stay up there and watch John come out and do his thing. And I asked him, hey, can I freestyle for John after the show? And he's like, all right, man, all right. So he brought me around, and I did a freestyle. I think I shit the bed. Like, I don't think it was that good. But John, I think, felt, like, the energy, at least from it, and we exchanged information and whatnot. Bro, like, kept following each other 4 years later, man. After I, like, worked on my craft and made advances and stuff like that, I reached out to him. I said, hey, do you remember me? Like, I freestyled for you after that show. And he's like, yeah, what's up, bro? Like, what's going on? I couldn't believe he actually responded to me. And then I presented him. I was working with Jake Bass at the time. Still am working with Jake. But we had a song called I'm Free. And we introduced that song to him and gave him the instrumental and all that. And he was like, I love it. And then got him on a video. And bro, in like those 4 years from being this, like one of his biggest fans to like, we're shooting a video together, just shows you anything is freaking possible, bro. Like anything. If you want, like it goes back to believing. Like if you truly believe it, that shit can happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, but on top of that, you put in work for fucking 4 years.
I kept working.
You know what I mean? Like that's the point. It's not, you didn't just think about it. Like you put in fucking work that by the time you came around and went like, hey, you know, I got this going on. People can be like, oh, you know, he's not just fucking talking. He got, you know, his repertoire behind him.
Yeah.
That goes a long way.
You're
man.
ready for the moment. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's that one thing that, like, funny enough, I guess a lot of people kind of overlook. I mean, shit, we used to a little bit overlook it before of like, oh shit, we got to release stuff like right now. We got to, oh shit, this got to drop like right now. It's like, first of all, you should focus on like the quality of what you're putting out.
Yeah. Amen.
You don't have to fucking rush it. You're your boss. You're the one that you have answers to. Like, you're not fucking like getting punished by like, you know, fucking Zuckerberg for not posting a clip today type shit. You know, like, do it at your own pace. Do it with like actually passion. Don't just fucking defeat whatever the fuck you think you're trying to do. That's a self-control that I think a lot of people sometimes don't have. They're like, oh, I got to get it right now and shit.
Dude,
Relax.
I couldn't agree more, man, because I did not have that self-control. I would say even 5 years ago, you know, and I think it was partly due to social media, the pressure of seeing, you know, you're watching other artists and you're seeing new songs come out and you feel behind. Like, I'm not working hard enough. Like, I should be putting out a new song every Friday because Logic's doing it.
Right.
I should be able to do it. And then what you end up doing is you just rush the process and you write a bunch of crap like that you don't even feel. And like, I've done it, and it's like I've got to a point now where, and it's a beautiful place, man. Like, I feel more in tune with my music than I ever had before because I'm writing 100% from my heart, like nowhere else. I'm not writing because I have to, because I feel like I got to get content out, because it's like, no, I feel what I'm saying now. And I wrote it in that moment that I felt it.
Right.
And now you can hear that.
Oh.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, no. Again, it's like people always want to time shit. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Relax.
And that's so
enjoy life.
Isn't that slimy though? It just doesn't feel like, dude, like, I don't know, music, it's just not like a marketing campaign to me. Like, it's not a business. It is a business, but to the artist, like, it shouldn't be. You should have other people maybe like handling some of that stuff, but the pure form of creation should be from the artist. And that should just be about the art. Yeah. Like, not how many views, or I release this at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, it's going to give me more than a 8 p.m. on a Thursday. I don't know. What there's a point to that, probably for the podcasting and stuff. Like, you want to get the most viewership.
Right.
I understand that. So it's all relative. But
yeah. I mean, but even then, it's like, if we put, because I mean, there's a difference between like you rushing something out and you just getting more efficient in what you do. For example, like our line of work, if you want to even call it that, we've gotten a lot more efficient in recent days to where like we can pump confidently a clip a day, and it could be from any episode that we've had within the last 3 months. And at one point, we were like struggling to get one a fucking week. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, so obviously we're honing down the craft, and at the same time, we're trying to make it better and make it our own. Because a lot of people, I feel like, also fall under that of like, they try to just mimic what they think people want to see instead of like what I would just like to see, period, that I don't see.
Yeah, I feel like
that's a hard balance, because you gotta not get creative, but you have to almost stop looking at what the norm is.
Yeah,
because it's like, fuck, like,
we fall addicted to it a little bit here and there, but you know, it's just the learning process.
But everything's comes with a learning curve.
Yeah, it's a trial and error. It's a process, and like, I think everybody, like any business owner, we all fall victim to it. Like, because you're trying to figure out what works. And you know what I figured out works is the complete opposite of that. Because most stuff that's ever happened in my life or in my music career has happened when I didn't care. Like, I didn't care about, you know what I mean? I felt no pressure. I just made music and I put it out. Didn't even think about when I was putting it out or who it was supposed to go to.
Right.
And it worked. But I didn't expect it to work. And all the stuff that I spent months on and edited all these videos and put all this money into like a marketing plan, and I release it and nothing happens. And then it's like you said, your favorite song was Be Alright. Like, that never like caught a bunch of traction.
Right.
But like, I've had so many people tell me like deep down, like, I love all your music, man, but that Be Alright song, bro, I've never even performed it.
Dude, and it's something about the song too. When it started playing, like the first 10 seconds in, I'm like, oh, I'm saving this one. And it's like, and it's crazy because I don't want to use Victorino, but I always use him as an example. I always tell him, like, the best song you've ever put out, bro. Okay, he doesn't like me saying this, is City Schemes. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be the best song ever that you're going to put out. But to me right now, that's the best one in your catalog. And he was telling me that shit's like a fucking album filler in his fucking first EP. And I'm like, bro, that's the one you got to be playing at every fucking gig, bro.
It's why.
And it's like, I'm sure it varies on the music taste, you know, per se. But sometimes, I mean, I can only speak for myself. Sometimes you become biased to your own craft.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I mean, I like to take things with, with criticism and really take people's consideration, especially from people that are really close to me, that I really value their opinion.
Yeah.
But it's that balance, man, of like, fuck, but like, what do they want to shape me to be?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're not in my shoes. They don't see what I'm seeing. So it's like a tightrope.
Don't you feel
not be too over influenced, but not be like very closed off. It's like,
don't you feel when you're truly being yourself though, or you're on the right path, that you like not considering anybody else in your life or any of their emotions or anything like that, or any interactions, but you truly feel that. Like, when you feel something coming and you feel like everything's clicking, that's a feeling. Like, you know it. It's not it's not influence. It's when everything's coming from within. That's a cool place to be, man. That's a beautiful place. Like, I wish I could live there like every single day.
Yeah. I mean, that's good when you find that. Well, shit, like one of the clips that I'm the most proud of up to today was the one I put a couple days ago, and that's probably one of our lowest performing clip that we fucking put out.
But you loved it.
But right now, like, I stand by that bitch. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like,
and it might pop off in 2 months. Like,
that happened to us once. I'm like, this shit gotta pop off, bro. And we like tried 3 different times. And we're like, fuck it.
You posted 3 different times.
Yeah, and we like forgot about it. We're like, I fucked that clip. You know what I mean? And it fucking blew up a month later, bro. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's our most viral video.
It's our most viral shit we've ever posted out there. Like, we put so much effort into it, and we said, all right, fuck it. It's not the trolley. And then, like, a month later, it blew the fuck up everywhere, bro.
That is classic.
That's funny as hell.
It's classic because I have done that, man, where, like, I've been so proud of a clip or, like, just like an acapella rap I did. I'm like, oh, this is going to hit. And then you post it. Nothing happens. So then you go back, like, 2 days later, you're in your head, like, oh, algorithm was off. Like, no one saw it. I'm going to post it again. Boom, nothing happens.
Like, whatever.
Not it.
But I'm sure, everything comes with time. Yeah. Also, now you have some good shit when you do, get to the next level. It's like, well, guess what, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Here's the clip again.
Yeah. And then everybody eats it up. That's a cool thing, though.
Yeah,
I think about that all the time, man. It's like, in all the podcasts that you're doing, like, it all matters. You know what I mean? Even if it gets like 100 views or 20,000 views. Right. But once you guys pop off, it all trickles down. Yeah. Just like if one of my songs pops off, they all trickle down. Yeah. And so nothing's really buried, nothing's really dead. Like, I have songs that I wrote 5 years ago that I still do live, and they're like my favorite songs to do live because I love those songs, and I know that in the Midwest pops off, then, or if the Lions pops off, like, they're gonna listen to this.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, wait, what else does he have?
Yeah.
What does this be all right guy?
That's the beauty. Yeah. What is this Ryn guy got?
Hang on, let's type in Ryn Scott. Look it up, guys. Safe search off.
Yeah. Go for it.
Send us your best discoveries.
Yeah. Late at night.
2 a.m. searches. Look up on artists.
Right after the bar.
Oh shit, dude. What's I guess I can confidently say you've performed many times to different venues, right?
Yes,
What's one of the weirdest occurrences you've ever had at a venue?
Oh.
Or interactions with other people?
I mean, I was supposed to, well, I did open up, Joyner Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we're, I don't even know if I should tell this, but I'm going to tell it.
I've heard the word on the street is Joyner Lucas is an asshole.
Yeah.
I've heard.
A legend. Totally a legend.
Personal belief. I don't know you, Joyner.
I'm not gonna put that on the record.
But I've heard you're an
assume.
asshole. Prove me wrong. Come see.
Yeah, there you go.
Openly.
Floor's yours.
Let's talk about it.
But yeah, we were supposed to perform at the shelter to open up for what was it? I'm kind of a big deal tour. No, ADHD tour that he just did. This was like 2 years ago, I think. And me and Jake, my guitarist, who produces a lot of my music, and we were getting our set around and all that stuff. And then Joyner's producer came up, or his manager came up to us. We're like waiting in the back, ready to go on, and he's like, "Yo, like, you got to cut it." I'm like, we both look over like, what do you mean you got to cut it? It's like, yeah, like Joyner's got to go on. Like we can't do this. And then luckily Mark, a good friend of ours who works at the shelter, like, he was like, listen, bro, they came all this way. Like they put this set, they're going on. Like whether you like it, they are going on, and he controls it. So he put us on, dude. We blew the roof off. Like this shit was nuts. And then afterwards, Joyner goes on and never saw him or anything. But yeah, it was a very weird, like, because for me, man, like, once you get to a certain point, like it should just be love. Like you want to put other artists on,
right?
You want to see people succeed, like, and the people you have within your camp, they should demonstrate that same type of love. Like, and when I felt that from this manager, dude, it was like, bro, like you basically like disregarded us. Like we didn't even matter. Like we were like, in your way.
Yeah.
Like like it's pay to play as well, dude. Like you have to pay to get on these shows. So like disregarded that aspect of it too. And that was probably one of the first times where I like you realize how cutthroat.
Yeah. Some shit
is,
yeah.
man.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Dude, it can be. I will say no fucking names, but I do have some enemies. So no.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
That's right.
I'm sure Joyner Lucas is a good
as long as you don't highlight that clip and tag Joyner Lucas in it.
That should be all right.
The one with
if there's any heat, I'll take it.
Yeah. No, I will say this.
I have a gun in his head.
I will say this though. That was not on Joyner. That was on his manager.
Right.
Joyner is a very. I opened up for him on another. I'm kind of a big deal tour. He took me on 3 legs of that tour, and he was a very cool dude from my interactions with him. The other guy, not so much.
A manager?
Yeah.
Come on the podcast, bro. We just want to talk. All love.
But
no, don't worry.
No, I can't have that. Yeah. But I can see it's just like you're trying to find your way in that regard. Now I'm sure all managers, like, they want to, like, you see, like, they want to, like, have their guy be the, the face, but it's like at the same time you want to, going back to the love thing, it's you don't want to see any other ones try to lift the crowd and get them riled up and get hyped up and things like that. I feel like that would be a great kind of way to like keep the whole, like the night going.
Couldn't agree more, man.
For everybody else.
There's an old thing in music that you learn is like the different strategies of these of these headliners is that when they go to different cities, they bring on openers and they turn their mic volumes down on purpose so that when they come on, their mic's hot and it has that effect. So that way, like they can't really lose. Even if the opener is better and puts on a better show and has more energy, when they go on, their music's naturally louder, so it's going to come off as more.
I've actually felt that in a lot of shows that I've gone to, especially like huge festivals that have headliners.
Yeah.
Like Lollapalooza is a good example. I've been to it. I mean, I haven't been to it recently at all, but the 2 times I did go back to back, you would notice, like at least to me, night and day. It's like all the opening acts had like I would even jokingly say like, oh, they got fucking have the speakers on in this bitch, you know. And then the main act goes and it's like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
And I'm like, there were some good banging like opening acts, and I'm like, but then somebody flipped the fucking switch on the rest of the speakers.
No, that is done on purpose. That is a trick of the trade, man. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. You don't realize it till you do it, and it's like, whoa. Like then all of a sudden, like the
where's all this game coming?
Headliner comes on, you're like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, like
I can't hear you, bro. Yeah, it's wild. But that's the industry, man.
It's a dog-eat-dog world out here, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta watch in these streets.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's listening to this. Appreciate you. Check out Mr. Ryn Scott on Facebook. No, I'm just kidding.
And LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. That's like crazy. What's some of the collaborations you want to have down the road?
Many, man. I want to do something. I really want to do something with Mike Posner. I think it'd be cool having him on a track. Quinn XC would be really cool because I gravitate a lot to Michigan artists. Like Big Sean. I'd love to get Big Sean on something. I'd love to get Camp on something.
Right.
I mean, a dream of mine would be to get like, I know he's retired, like, or done touring, but like Bob Seger, get him on a hook or something, like Elton John, yeah, like a good Adele hook. Can't really go wrong with that. Yeah, there's a bunch, man. Like,
yeah, probably the person that has answered with the most names, dude. People usually have like 1 or 2.
Yeah,
like, everybody from Michigan.
Give me some Stevie Nicks, man.
Oh yeah,
like, yeah, we could just keep going. I like Yellow Wolf. You guys like Yellow?
Oh, I've heard of Yellow Wolf.
He's fucking this.
I forget a thing.
You just said
it's the word.
The guy that you said it was retired.
Bob Seger.
Bob Seger. Roger Seger. Bob Seger. I met. We technically both met Alto Reed. He's passed away now, but when we worked at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we used to give him rides all the time to the terminal.
No,
he was such a cool fucking dude, man. And then like when we found out he passed away, I was like, damn, what the fuck? Like he was just here a month ago.
Good dude.
That's crazy. Yeah, he told us how excited he was for like the the last tour that Bob went on.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Going back to like the one person shit.
Right.
We were working nowhere in entertainment business, but
just happened to be there. Yeah,
occasionally would run into him all the time.
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
Because people aren't as untouchable as we think. Like it's wild, and most of the time, man. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna name names, but there's a lot of instances of people like locally that are pretty big. Well, I mean, all of us, right? Like, we got to go to work. Like, I work a job. Like, music is not the only thing I do.
Right.
Like most of us do, and whoever gets on here and like says something different, it's probably lying to you. But I had so many instances, bro. Like, I ran into like artists who they got like 120,000 followers and stuff. You think like they're killing it and all,
or they're living off of it type shit,
driving lifts and shit. And that's nothing to be ashamed of at all.
Right.
Because I'm doing the same thing. Like, I got a day job. I'm working. I'm making ends meet, man, and doing music on the side, trying to get something going. And that's what it's about. But there's so many people just are ashamed to say, like,
hell no, I rent cars all day, baby.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
let's go, man.
Hell yeah, man. Be proud of what you do, man.
I think it helps shape the art.
Hell yeah.
It can. Yeah, very well can.
Yeah, very limited schedule after this. Like, I'm fucking tired right now. I'm fucking, that car beat my ass today, bro.
Did you get it fixed?
Hell no, I gotta finish it tomorrow.
Oh.
Have the whole front end off of that bitch. God damn it. Shout out to Ford. They know how to make pieces and shit.
Sometimes.
All the time.
Wow.
But yeah, now, I mean, to kind of put a little bow on this conversation, we kind of talked about it, but do you, at currently 2024 in September, what is the ultimate goal for you?
Happiness.
Happiness?
Yeah, I know it's cliche to say that, but happiness, man. I think I want to come to a place in my life where everything feels pure and everything feels right. My motives are pure, my motives are right. Everything is clicking. And I think the biggest way to get there for me right now is just like letting go of what you can't control. And that's been the biggest lesson. The biggest thing I've worked on is like when something doesn't work out, you don't get a gig or something falls through in your life, like to understand and accept that that wasn't meant for me. But what's meant for me is coming around the corner and truly believing it though. You can't just say it. You got to actually believe, like when your car breaks down on I-75 and you got to fix your flat or you don't make it to work or someone in your family passes away. Like you got to truly believe that, like, hey, this happened to teach me something so I can grow from it to create a new season in my life and many others. And like, you got to believe it. So yeah, letting go and being happy.
Especially stuff that you definitely have absolutely no way of controlling at all.
Yeah.
Like, you know, death is going to happen, misery is going to happen. But at the same time,
right?
Yeah, it's inevitable, but happiness is also going to happen. So, they'll take it. Fuck you, Jor. No.
Oh, bro.
No.
Don't
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding.
The seat is there next to Brian for you.
Prove me wrong, brother. Hey, no, lucky you though with Eminem. That shit's a bang. I still listen to it this day.
First podcast, I'm calling out everybody, getting myself in trouble.
And you're gonna be like fucking Victorino. He got beef with everybody. Just shout out to all the haters, especially if you're listening up to this point. Fuck you too.
He'll be on the Cypher Society. You know what? And you'll see him in the club.
Oh, shout out to the Cypher Society, bro. They're fucking killing it. Every single one in that fucking project, bro. Well, they got to get you on there, man. Are you part of that? What the fuck?
Let's go,
bro.
We have connections, but we know people there. We can get them on. Well, Victorino is a connection, so yes.
Put me on, man.
Man. I was told. I haven't seen it in person. I don't know. That's how you want to end it, but I've heard you can freestyle pretty good.
Yeah,
we've heard some rumblings.
Do you have something like pre-scripted? I mean, I don't know how freestyles fucking work. We've tried to like do raps with AI, like we give it a prompt.
Yeah.
Like we have Victorino rapping about like Burger King and McDonald's having a beef.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Like, we got to do a round two on that shit eventually.
Some point.
But on that note, Mr. Ryan, thank you for swinging by.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Everybody watching, I appreciate you. I love you. Stay hard.
Yeah, and where can everybody find you?
So you can find me on Instagram, Ryn Scott Music. Same thing as Facebook, Ryn Scott Music. And yeah, we're gonna have new music coming out here pretty soon. Lions is out now. Go and get that.
Yeah, it's gonna lead them to a Super Bowl.
Follow us on MySpace.
It's just since when?